Can you just update us on your lineup tonight?
Yeah, Condo's in. Neil's got a broken finger, so he's on IR, so he's out for at least a week. And besides that, though, Lazar's it's still minor. We could have played him tonight, but I think it's just for one game. I think we're just going to make sure because we don't play until Thursday, so it's good for us to just take one more day.
Okay. 6 or 7 defensemen?
6 defensemen. Clayson will take to warm up just in case one of our forwards is not 100%. And we've got Blunden in the lineup and Verone, and the lines are the same except for that fourth line.
What have you seen from Mark Borowiecki, I don't know, in the past 3-4 games? It seems to, maybe I'm wrong, but has he not elevated his game a little bit here?
He's not for us. That's the thing. Is for us, we've obviously we monitor the players game by game. We watch the video clips over and over again. So for us, Mark he has improved since day one. He's definitely improved since last year. He's got a lot more control of the puck. Sorry, and he's a lot more poised with it, makes the right plays, but obviously the thing that he brings the most is his physicality, and it does create some emotion, with the opponents, obviously, but he's a clean checker. He's the #1 checker in the league. The most body checks, and he hits very hard, and it gives us some momentum. It's great for our system because our systems are based on our defensemen being able to step up on the opponent as fast as they can. So he fits perfectly what we're trying to do. So I think since the beginning, he's done a terrific job. But I think over time, those guys, because they're not point getters, they get the recognition for the other things that they do. And we got guys on the team with the forwards; they're the same. They get recognition over time because it doesn't flash as much. In terms of points, but I think in terms of intangibles, of the emotion part of the game, showing up in big moments against really good teams, and showing assertiveness in what we're trying to do, he's been outstanding.
What about Dion Phaneuf? His last game, I think, was 26, 28 minutes, a lot more than Erik Karlsson, which is not maybe out of the norm. What did you like about his game, and what have you seen from him of late?
Well, I think you'll often hear the other teams, or whether it's players or coaches, he has an impact on the ice because he's disruptive. He's a guy with experience that you don't want to play against. If you're a top player and every shift you got to play against him, you know that you're going to get some physicality. You're going to get somebody in your face. Somebody's going to disrupt you. And I think when you look back at our season, different moments of the year, different players have really led the way. And I think since the Dallas game. I think his statement there, we were having a little lull there, and I remember that day I saw him show up, and this guy's on a mission, and he carried it into the game, and since then he's been doing that every game, and whether it's in the room or off ice and on the ice, he's had a tremendous impact on our group, and not just what he does on the ice, but the intangibles from here are up the roof with him, and it's this new generation has a tendency to be a little bit more in its comfort zone and used to not used to what we were used to before. With coaches were very tough before, and you could get critiqued very easily, and you had to take it. And I think these days now, the older players like him. They've seen that, so they keep guys honest. They make sure that the players are accountable, and it's not just the coaching staff that has to do that, and that makes a big difference in our room.
You use the cliche sometimes of first 10 minutes are so important. However, they haven't played in a few days. You're coming off the back-to-backs. I don't know if they have the energy of having some moves made in the day, there's some hype around their room, if you will. Is the 10 minutes of this game pretty important for this club?
Well, we know that when we start our games well, whether we're getting scored against or not, for me, that's not you start well or not. Sometimes you play great, you just get scored against because the other team made a good play or they got lucky. But you deserve over time, most of the games, you'll deserve what you're doing out there. And when you don't deserve, like the first period, like in Carolina, it's hard to get back. You push back, you give everything you got, but those ones don't tend to get it to come back because you didn't deserve it for an entire period. So for me, that first period is more of a statement of, hey, we're in this game. It's like whatever happens in the first period, whether we lead or we don't lead, we're in this game. We're going to be in this game until the very end. So that's where it's important for us. Hopefully, the fact that we played last night helps us for the beginning of the game to be in game mode. Usually does. It's more the later part of the game on a back-to-back, the end of a road trip, especially against a team that's been waiting for us since Wednesday. I mean, I'm sure they practiced specifically against us. They watched all our X's and O's, and they're really rested. So this will be a very tough one for us. Yes, and it's a good team. It's a great team we're playing against.
The Neil injury, was that in the fight that you
Yes, yes, it was. Yeah.
You know which finger it was, Guy?
No clue.
Yeah,
It's one of the
choice is
10.
10.
It's one of the 10. It's one
You
of the.
said you might be back next week, so it's not that.
Yeah, well, it's a broken finger, and I think right now what I've been told is they just want to make sure that there's no ligament damage, and just want to come back home and have our doctors look at him and make sure that it is what it is, and we're exactly sure that there's no more extent to this injury. So we'll see what happens once we come back. We can be more specific. But right now it's broken, so we know that for sure. So already that's not a good thing. I mean, it's Bobby's got a broken finger and he's out for a while. So hopefully Neeler's back before that. We'll see.
Down in Bingo, Hammond is done for the year. Kind of a nightmare season for him.
Yeah, it's one of those years for him. I feel bad, I really do. He trained hard. He came back, and you could see he was motivated, and he got the chance. He was starting, and we played Detroit, and then we got the chance in Calgary, and then got injured, and then comes back finally. Gets another great opportunity against the Islanders. Gets injured again. And so gets one more chance, and then he's injured. So it's one of those nightmare years for him. I'm sure he'll bounce back, and I don't know what the repercussions are right now, to be honest with you. I've just been focusing on our team today. So if I don't know what's been decided or where all that is going, but I know it's been a tough year for him.